Coming up on the Emerson channel, we've got the first brand new episode of Common Agenda for the semester.
Shocking twists, a surprise pregnancy, and even murder coming right up. Not at all. Stay tuned.
Welcome back, Emerson College. I'm your host, Kerr, and this is Common Agenda, the show that brings you all the news about all things Emerson. I hope you're settling into the spring semester nicely, seeing all your friends, enjoying your classes, just generally being young and wild and free. More likely, you've been busy trying to figure out what in God's name is going on Archer this season. In any case, let's get you all caught up on what's been going on around Emerson. Here comes the news. Jay Leno, an Emerson alum from the class of 1973, hosted his last episode of The Tonight Show on Thursday, February 6th. After 22 years on air, a very sentimental and humble Leno shared his final thoughts and said his goodbyes. His guest, Billy Crystal, organized a farewell performance with cameos featuring Jack Black, Kim Kardashian, Chris Paul, Sheryl Crow, Jim Parsons, Carol Burnett, and Oprah Winfrey. Maybe now that Jay Leno has some time on his hands, he can help out the Emerson Mafia by getting them some jobs. Recyclemania has a nationwide competition against colleges and universities has begun. Schools from all over are participating in a friendly competition to increase their amount of recycling. Our brave and fearless leader, Lee Pelton, has asked for all students, faculty, and staff to take an online pledge to recycle more during the rest of the school year. We may not be Division I in sports, but I believe the Emerson community can be Division I in recycling. Former NAACP member Benjamin Jealous hosted an inspiring lecture and workshop on February 3rd for Emerson's month-long recognition of 60 years of civil rights and Black History Month. He encouraged the Emerson community to figure out what you're going to stand for before you die. It will change your life. He was the youngest person to lead the NAACP. For you, Benjamin Jealous, for making all of Emerson jealous with your leadership. See what I did there? I'm nailing this show so far, you guys. The Lady and Her Monsters, a book written by Emerson alum and faculty member Roseanne Montillo, might be in the works of becoming a film. Thunder Road Films has purchased the rights and might move forward with creating the production within the next 18 months. The nonfiction book is about Mary Shelley as she was writing her famous novel Frankenstein. Emerson is looking forward to your novel being brought to life. An Emerson alumni has made it to the Olympics. Brandon Penny is working at the Olympics this year as media content manager. Penny has been passionate about the Olympics since he started studying journalism at Emerson. In 2010, he produced a 90-minute special on the Olympics for WEBN, and later interned for the Olympic Committee in Colorado, where he later was hired. Congratulations to Penny for his success. You may be made of copper, Penny, but you've won the gold. Now let's see what local hero Hunter Reis is up to. Hunter?
Hey guys, I'm Hunter Reis, and today I'm hanging out in studio with Aaron Rivin, who's directing the upcoming film, The Gathering Storm. Good to have you here today, Aaron.
Thanks for having me, Hunter.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about the film?
So, The Gathering Storm is a Marauders fan film based on the characters alluded to and discussed in the Harry Potter books, and tells the story of the Marauders and their friends during their 6th year of Hogwarts, and the events that lead to where they end up in the war.
So it's a prequel to the Harry Potter movies, kind of?
It is.
Okay.
It's about his father and his parents and their generation.
Okay, so how can Emerson students get involved? Have you done an acting call yet?
Casting calls will be going up rather shortly, followed by a Kickstarter campaign, which of course we need all the help we can get promoting and funding. And after that's done, we'll be doing a full crew call for the rest of our crew.
So for those of you who want to donate to the Kickstarter campaign, it is not set up yet, but when can we expect to see it?
It should be up within the next month. We don't have an exact date set yet, but we're aiming for the month of March.
Okay, cool. And when are you planning on filming?
The film will be shooting the second 2 weeks of May after the Evvies are done, all over the New England area.
All over the New England area. So you're planning on filming in different states, or?
We're still working on our location scouting, but so far we've locked in Hammond Castle out in Gloucester, which is an enormous medieval castle built in the 1920s. We're looking at train locations and... Yeah, too much.
Oh wait, keep going, where can I light? Just keep going.
Okay. And other locations all over the area.
Okay, so one final question, Aaron. Everyone's dying to know, what are your plans for this Valentine's Day?
I'm going to be down in Washington, D.C. with some friends.
Anything specific?
It's a comic book convention that I'm going to with some friends, yeah.
That's awesome. All right, well, thanks, guys. And now it's time to send it over to Ian Sutherland for this week's edition of After Emerson.
Hello, I'm Ian Sutherland, reporting for After Emerson for Common Agenda. Today we were lucky enough to get the chance to talk to an Emerson 2009 graduate, Chloe Jankowski, who recently started her own ice cream business, Scoopsies. Let's see how a TV video major got from Emerson College to starting her own independent business. Let's have a look. Chloe, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
So we have a couple of questions for you and about your new business, Scoopsies. And we'll start with asking, what year did you graduate Emerson, and what did you study there?
So I graduated Emerson College in 2009, and I was a TV video major.
Okay, very cool, very cool. And what was it that you did after you graduated that led to you starting up this business, Scoopsies?
Well, right after I graduated, I started a blog project called Emails for My Mother, and that was basically emails from my mother posted to a blog, and I eventually opened it up to submissions, and it kind of caught on a little bit. And actually, I had MCOM, some marketing gurus from MCOM help me market it, so that's a nice little connection. But so it helped me stay creative and helped me get into blogging. And when I bought my ice cream maker 2 years ago, I was making it casually and updating my blog a little bit, but I kind of wanted to do a project again. So that's how Scoopsies came about.
How did your time at Emerson influence the startup of this business?
Well, Emerson always encourages you to be creative. So I just remember I took like a science class, like about weather. I don't even remember what it was about. But I just remember making like videos for the class, and just, you know, you can always do like an interpretive dance for your final project, and I just love that about Emerson. So the creativity always stuck with me, and I feel like I could never not be doing a project, and I owe that to Emerson College. I think no matter what major you are at Emerson, TV, video, film, even communication disorders, don't panic if you're not doing something in your field right after college, or even if you never pursue it. Everything you learn there, I mean, it's just the creativity that you pick up. It's transferable to anything that you want to do.
Thank you so much, Chloe. It looks great. I'm Ian Sutherland. This is Common Agenda After Emerson.
My time to shine. Good to see all you kids again. I'm your correspondent, Chantelle Bacigalupo, and let's see what events we've got coming up around campus. Have you ever had a brilliant idea for a company but had no clue how to start it? Those great ideas don't have to be lost anymore. Tomorrow, February 11th, the creators of the November Project are hosting a Q&A in the Billboardy Theater from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Stop by and learn how two guys with an idea for a fitness initiative use social media to gain thousands of followers for their cause. So come check it out tomorrow, and maybe you and your friends could have the next revolutionary idea. Have you ever pictured yourself strolling through the streets of Washington, D.C. on your way to an incredible internship? If so, then tomorrow you should stop by Walker 231 from 6 to 7 p.m. for an informational session on the Fall 2014 Washington, D.C. program. A representative from the Washington Center, Emerson's D.C. partner, will be there to answer all of your burning questions on setting up an internship in the nation's capital. So, if you want to say good morning to the Washington Monument or tip your hat to Abe Lincoln, come down to Walker 231 tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Tomorrow seems to be a busy day here at Emerson because there is also an advanced screening of Winter's Tale in the Bright Family Screening Room at 7 p.m. The movie tells the story of Peter Lake and Beverly Penn as they fall in love. Unfortunately, Beverly is dying when they meet. After her death, Peter discovers he has the gift of reincarnation and vows to save her life. The movie stars Colin Farrell, Jessica Brown Finlay, and Russell Crowe. VMA students can RSVP to the screening by visiting the Emerson homepage and clicking on the link provided. Who wouldn't want to spend the days leading up to Valentine's Day in a sad love story movie? Civil rights continues to be a big issue in our country, especially in the media. Recently, Richard Sherman, cornerback for the Seattle Seahawks, was called a thug in the media simply for being overexcited and yelling after his team's win against the 49ers. If you've been interested as to why civil rights and racism continues to be a growing issue in the media, Philip Martin, senior investigative reporter at WGBH, and Ferris Stockman, a columnist for the Boston Globe, will be in the multi-purpose room from 11:30 to 1 p.m. on February 13th to discuss modern-day civil rights issues and analyze the news media coverage. Come listen and engage in a discussion as to why civil rights issues and racism continue to be a growing issue in our society. Now, who doesn't love a free movie screening, and who wouldn't want to watch a bunch of films by an Emerson professor? Go on down to the Bright Family Screening Room on February 13th at 9 p.m. to see some of Professor Robert Todd's short films. Five of Todd's films will be screened that evening. Film enthusiasts will not want to miss a chance to see the work of an Emerson professor on the big screen. So travel as far as Paramount to see some incredible work that you won't want to miss. Now, let's close out the program by sending it over to Mariah Terry with another edition of Stage Spotlight. Mariah?
Ashlyn Lillybridge, who has already auditioned for America's Got Talent. She also has a little something to say about Disney and Disney princesses, so let's hear a little bit more about this. Can you explain this act to us?
Sure, it's called Confessions of a Disney Princess. And what it is I dress up as a princess and I actually tell some jokes, and it's kind of a combination of Disney and comedy. When I look at Prince Charming, I have no emotions. But when I look at a beautiful, amazing cheeseburger, I'm so happy. Cheeseburgers are the only thing that are my true love. Besides, who wants to live off of diet food? Look at this cake, isn't it sweet? Wouldn't you think my diet's obsolete?
We heard about this because you said you were going to audition for America's Got Talent. You sent in a video. What made you think about auditioning for it?
Well, I don't know. I've always had a real love for Disney and a real love for comedy, and I think that going on to those type of shows, like those different types of award shows, it gives you a chance to share your message and hopefully have people realize how talented you actually are, because it's my dream to someday either be an actress or be a comedian, just be out there, be famous somehow. While he's gone, ice cream becomes my fairy godmother. I get so lonely and I have to pretend like I don't know what a carb is, and I actually just eat that I love salads, but that's not the truth. I love all the delicious foods that princesses shouldn't eat. But I guess there is one plus of being not a normal princess: boobs.
And I watched the video that you have. You are in full princess attire. Can you tell us what goes into becoming this Disney princess character?
Sure. Well, I guess it starts with the actual outfit. You have to have the Disney princess dress, and you have to have the crown and the makeup and everything, and the red hair, because I've always pretended to be Ariel. But there's other things besides that. You really have to get into character. You have to think about being gentle like a princess. And I watch a lot of Disney movies, and I get a lot of my ideas and jokes from the type of things in Disney movies that just don't make sense. So I like to focus on my jokes about that kind of stuff. So there is a plus to being a plus-size princess, and you know what that is? Boobs. Under a B, darling, it's better when you stretch a sweater. Take it from me. Out on the store, you search all day. It's really hard to find an A. They'll be there gloating while you're here moping under a B.
I'm Mariah Terry, and that's all we have this week for Stage Spotlight. But come back next week to see what we have in store.
Well, that's about all the time we've got for you today, Agenders. Now, I know this is the first episode of the semester, so you're probably all waiting for the big season premiere twist. Well, here it is. Jamie Sanders has moved to Fast Forward Rewind. I'll let that sink in for a moment. But just know that if you were an avid viewer last semester and know what I'm talking about, I desperately want to be friends with you. Make sure you tune in Wednesday for more fun and games right here on the Emerson channel. I'm your host, Claire Kerr, signing off for this edition of Common Agenda. See you next time.